out of the thousands of accessories on Roblox, there are quite a few that I myself cannot stand. So for this video, I was originally going to do a list on my favorite Roblox hats, but I thought, hey, that's something that everyone's done. So I thought I'd switch it up and talk about my least favorite Roblox hats instead. No, wait. Before I begin, there is something I want to note. This list is not going to contain ugly hats. Like this thing, or even this thing. That's a list for a whole nother day. I'm also going to be taking into account the price, looks, and so on as to why I do not like the item. I'd also like to note, this is my opinion. If you don't agree with it, good for you, you're allowed to. With that out of the way, I'd love to hear what your favorite hat is, as well as your least favorite hat. Leave a comment, I'd love to hear. I'm also using hats kind of loosely. I'm referring to all accessories in Roblox. I'm also trying something new by using this little thingy here of my character to make things more interesting. Tell me whether you like it or not. It's a whole lot more work, but I think it's a lot more interesting than me talking over a bare screen the whole time. Anyway, on to the list. For my first pick, I have the whipped cream hat. Now, I know a lot of people like this item, but I just don't. I don't see why so many people like it. I mean, I don't know about you, but I prefer my ice cream on a cone instead of on my head. As for my second pick, I'd have to go with Black Valk. Now, I don't think this item looks bad. I actually think it's kind of cute. Although I prefer the original Valk, I do actually like it. See, my main problem with this item lies in the price. I mean, right now it's selling for 654,000 Robux. 654,000! Look, it even has 374,000 recent average price. I mean, it's somehow worth 700,000 Robux. It's not even rare, with over 200 sales. Now, of course, you could point towards something like the cheaper Dominuses, which are typically priced similarly and have a similar amount of sales. But they're Dominuses, for crying out loud. Dominuses are some of the most well-known hats on Roblox. I mean, even the cheapest ones are still valued pretty highly. And then we just have Black Valk sitting over here. Whatever, on to the next one. Next we have the paper hat. Self-explanatory, it's a piece of paper that you wear on your head, a newspaper. I don't know about you, but I read all of my newspapers. But I mean, if you are going to buy the paper hat, just please use it for what it's meant for. Boat racing! Up next, I have the Stickmaster Luke's Peanut Butter Sparkle Time. Again, another kind of well-liked hat, but I've just never been a fan of any of the beautiful hair series, any of these things. I just don't think they look good on your character, honestly. If you like them, I really don't care. I can't stop you, but I mean, personally, I just think they look too spiky and out of place. I guess it doesn't help that I never wear boys' clothes either. But back to the Stickmaster Luke's Peanut Butter Sparkle Time. One issue I have with this is the price. If you look, it has 3,066 copies sold. Yet it's currently sitting at the low price of 23,000 Robux and is worth around 30,000. Really? My other problem with this item is the texture. I just don't think it looks good. It's this brown, sparkly mess with all this white spots and like low texture bits. I just don't think it looks good. I'd rather wear the original brown, beautiful hair, to be honest. And peanut butter, too. I've just always thought that name's kind of, Wait. You didn't say anything! Wait a second, I don't even like peanut butter. Anyway, back to the list and to my #1 most disliked hat on Roblox. Dominus Potassium. Oh wait. Potassium? Pentacillum? Or whatever. The main thing with this is that it's a Dominus, but to me, just look at this thing. Seriously. I just don't understand. Look at this. And the even sadder thing is that this thing costed about 600,000 Robux. It was originally released when tickets were going to be removed for I think 5 million tickets, which equated to around that amount of Robux back then. Because of this, it was actually made quite rare. I believe only 40 something of them exist, around 39 or so. No, of course, that's not that rare compared to some other items, but because it's a Dominus, of course, if it ever goes limited, which I doubt, it's going to be worth something. See, my main problem with this hat is just everything. Now, of course, before I go ahead and talk about why I don't like this, I may be being a little bit biased considering yellow and gold are some of my least favorite colors, and of course, this thing is just entirely gold, basically. Now, my first problem with this Dominus is the hood. Why is it so big? Compared to the original Dominus mesh, the hood looks to be about the same size. However, it's much more puffed out and wide, and to me, it just doesn't look right. My other problem with this item has to go to the buttons. I mean, just look at these things. They wouldn't be so bad in my opinion if they didn't have this giant T in the middle of them. It just ruins it for me. However, by far my biggest issue with this item is the wings. They're just so short and they look so off when worn on your character to me. Just look at the wing size when compared to the normal Dominus mesh. Just look at this. They're about twice as small. Even if you compare it to one of my other least favorite Dominuses, Dominus Aureus, it just looks off. I mean, everything about Aureus, in my opinion, just looks so much better. See, one of my biggest problems with Aureus is the lack of texture and how it's basically just solid gold. In the case of Pentacillum, it's just solid yellow, really. One thing I have to give to it is at least the buttons have some sort of texture on them, compared to Aureus's, which are just basically the same color. So honestly, if I had to give it to this, if the wings were like typical Dominus wings, it probably wouldn't be my most least favorite Roblox hat of all time, but the wings really just kill it for me. Just look at these things. I just don't know. I can't be the only one who just thinks this looks off when worn in game. Just look at it. One of my other most least favorite Dominuses has to go to Vespertilioto, and mainly because of the wings. They just look so off to me as well, but it just looks 10,000 times better in my opinion than that golden mess. I've always thought the wings on Vesp look off because they're way too wide, and in my opinion there should be more than one set of bat wings, but compared to Pentacillum, it just looks so weird. Just look how short those ticket things are. I mean, it just looks weird to me. I can't be the only one who thinks that. And that's my list. Once again, this is my opinion. If you don't agree with it, good for you. In fact, I'd love to hear what your favorite and least favorite hats in Roblox are. It would be cool to hear what other people have to say. Anyway, this video is mostly for entertainment. I don't really dislike these items as much as I said. Or do I? Anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, and subscribe for more content like this. Once again, thanks so much for watching.